Good morning, students. Om Namah Shivaya. Standard 10th Science. Now we'll start chapter 6, Life Processes. This chapter belongs to biology. In prior chapters, we already completed single chapter of chemistry, that is chemical equations and reaction. Now your next chapter, that is chapter number 6, Life Processes. This is somewhat theoretical chapter. How do we tell the difference between what is alive and what is not alive? That means what is, we already know the difference between living organisms and non-living organisms. If we see a dog running or a cow chewing cud or a man shouting loudly on the street, a dog is running, cow is chewing cud, that means eating grass, or a man shouting loudly on the street. We know that these are living beings. Cow, dog, and man are living beings. Already we know that. What if the dog or the cow or the man were asleep? That means at the time of sleeping, they don't have any movement. Cow is not running while sleeping. Dog is not running while sleeping. Cow is not chewing cud while sleeping, and man is not shouting. We would still think that they were alive, though we can think that they are alive or living beings. But how did we know that? How could we say that they are alive? Still no movement is there. We see them breathing and we know that they are alive. They are breathing at the time of sleeping. All of you know that at the time of sleeping, our breathing process is always continue. What about plants? Okay, as whenever any living organism or animal is breathing, its stomach always have movement inside it. But plants do not have movement. So how can we say? How do we know that they are alive? Plants are alive. We are telling that plants are alive. So how can we say it? We see them green. Some of us will say, some of you will say that if plant is green, then it is alive. If plant is dried, then it changes its color from green to brown. But what about plants that have leaves of colors other than green? We can see already that some plants nowadays is having maroon like or red like color. They grow over time. Plants having another characteristic that prove that they are living, they grow with over time. So we know that they are alive. Some will say, in other words, we tend to think of some sort of movement, either growth related or not. Some another characteristic. So first characteristic of living organism is their movement. Another characteristic other than movement is growth. That is growth related or not as common evidence for being alive. But a plant that is not visible growing is still alive. If plant, many times it happens so that some plants are of that type, they grow very slowly, not fast, though they are alive. And some animals can breathe without visible movement. As we studied in earlier standard, that many animals are breathing through their skin, not through their lungs. If animals are breathing through their lungs, then and only then they are having movement in their body. If they are breathing through their lungs, then no movement. So using visible movement as the defining a characteristic of life is not enough. So that if we can say that living organisms always move, that is not right in each case. Movement over very small scales will be invisible to the naked eye. If movement is doing at very small scale, that means if little movement, many times happens so that little movement cannot be seen with naked eyes. Movement of molecules, for example, in chemistry we already studied that the example, is this invisible molecular movement necessary for life? So question is that कि movement is necessary. If movement is not there, then life is not possible or life is possible. If we ask this question to professional biologists, they will say yes. According to biology, movement is compulsory or movement is necessary for being alive. In fact, viruses do not show any molecular movement in them. Viruses don't have any molecular movement inside them until they infect some cell. Whenever any virus is infecting some cell, any cell get infected by virus, then only they are having movement. And that is partly why there is no controversy about whether they are truly alive or not. No controversy. Controversy, that means no question regarding that, whether they are truly alive. That means viruses are indeed alive or not. Why are molecular movements needed for life? Molecular movements, why is necessary for life? We have seen in earlier classes that living organisms are well organized structure. Living organisms perform much more functions like breathing, digesting, sleeping, running, etc. They can have tissues. Tissues have cells. Cells have smaller component in them. For each and every body, tissue is compulsory. Tissues are made up of cells, and as we studied in 9th standard, that cells have different organisms or organs like mitochondria, Golgi body, etc. inside the cell, and so on. Because of the effect of the environment, this organized, ordered nature of living structure is very likely to keep breathing down over time. And due to this structure, cell have to communicate, cell have to make some relations between organisms and environment, so that the structure is very like that it keep breathing over time. If order breaks down, the organism will no longer be alive. If order of breathing breaks down, that means breathing stop for some level or for some time, then the organism will no longer be alive. So living creatures must keep repairing and maintaining their structure. Living creatures need to repair and maintain their structure. Since all these structures are made up of molecules, they must move molecules around all the time. They need to move molecules around the time, all the time. What are the maintenance process in living organisms? Let us explore. We just know the names of living processes performed by living organisms. In detail, we'll see all the processes. So the question here is, what are life processes? What are life processes? The maintenance function of living organisms must go on even when they are not doing anything particular. That means you understand that while sleeping, our digestion process continues. While sleeping, blood circulate inside our body. That means circulation process continues. Breathing is continued 24/7 in our body up to when we alive. Even when we are just sitting in class, even if we are just asleep, whenever we are sleeping in the bed or sitting in the class, all the life processes like breathing, circulation, digestion, etc., thinking, etc., are carried out by our body. This maintenance job has to go on. Compulsory, this job has to go on, or it has to be continue. The processes which together perform this maintenance job are life processes. The first question, simple 1-mark question, what are life processes? The answer for that, the processes which together perform the maintenance job of the body are life processes. Since these maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown, energy is needed for them. These processes are occurred in our body for different work like damage repair, breakdown, etc., and maintaining of the body. So energy is required for them. This energy comes from outside the body of the individual organism. Whenever any organism is taking food, that means it provides energy to the body. So there must be a process to transfer a source of energy from outside the body of the organism. Each and every organism in various forms taking their food, that is providing energy to the body, which we called food to the inside. A process we commonly called nutrition, providing nutrition to the body, taking food and through that food giving energy to the body is called the process of nutrition. If the body size of the organism is to grow, additional raw material will also be needed from outside. During growth time, sometimes we see that animals' growth are limited. Animals' growth is limited up to some level, whereas plants' growth are lifetime. So according to the requirement of growth, we need additional raw material. Since life on earth depend on carbon-based molecules, most of these food sources are also carbon-based. We see in 14th chapter that carbon is an important molecule that our body is based on. So whatever the food we are taking is also must be carbon based. Depending on the complexity of this carbon sources, different organisms can use different kind of nutritional process. According to the body requirement and body's carbon requirement, food pattern of different organisms are different, and that is they're classified as different kinds of nutritional process. The outside sources of energy could be quite varied. Outside food energy source little bit different हो सकता है, since the environment is not under the control of the individual organism. Environment is not controlled by us. This source of energy therefore need to be broken down or built up in the body. This process of broken down or built up in the body is different and must be finally converted to a uniform source of energy, and it is converted into source of energy according to body requirement that can be used for the various molecular movements needed for maintaining living structure, as well as to the kind of molecule the body needs to grow. This food or this nutrition do two main work. First is the maintaining living structure, that means maintenance of our body structure, and another process is growth of our body structure. For this, a series of chemical reaction in the body are necessary. We'll study further nutrition process. Much more processes or much more steps are performing by our body. Oxidizing, reducing reactions are some of the most common chemical means to break down molecules. The food which we are eating is in complex form. Our body cannot directly take that complex forms. So first, by digestion process, different chemicals like enzymes, etc., are breaking it down to simple molecules, and then our body use it. For this, many organisms use oxygen source from outside the body. The process of acquiring oxygen from outside the body and to use it in the process of breakdown of food sources for cellular needs is what we called respiration. The process through which our body break down the complex molecules into simple molecular substances with the help of oxygen, that process is called respiration. So today we have seen digestion, that means nutrition, and respiration, two life processes. Other life process will be seen in next lecture. Thank you.